generally you don't want to target as the #1 spot right off the bat. Like 4 through 6, particularly like 5 and 6 is kind of a good spot because you get decent traffic, but keep your costs down a little bit. So if you were a targeting position, that would be a good place to start. Now here, you definitely want to switch this to rotate to show ads more evenly. I'll talk about this later, but I'll talk about that later. And ad scheduling, this you can actually turn it on and off at different times, but that'll be kind of a more advanced feature. And then languages, and then the locations we already had. So. Okay. All right, so now. All right, so now what happens here is it's everything. Well, we'll click within the campaign here. Now within the campaign, this might be magnetic sponsoring, and then you might have another one building on a budget, another Mike Dillard program. So you might have different campaigns set with different keywords and things like that. But then within each campaign, if this was magnetic sponsoring, you'd have generally many different ad groups here. And within each ad group, you're generally going to want to keep it to about 5, no more than 10 keywords that you have. So here's our ad that we set up before. And one thing that you definitely want to do is click here to create an ad variation. You definitely want to have 2 ads always running at the same time. This is called split testing, and one good way to start is just with a question mark and without. Let these run. That's why you wanted that other setting to say rotate evenly. It'll keep showing these evenly. This will roughly be 50%, never exact. And once you get to about 30 clicks for each of these options, then you'll be able to tell which ad is performing better, and then you can kind of pause out the other ad. And if you delete it, you lose the data. If you hit pause, that'll preserve the data. So you can hit pause, and then if the question mark headline was working better, then you keep that one, and then you change that one slightly, in a different way, not removing the question mark again because you already tested that. But you might change the second line, or sick of buying, or sick of paying for MLM leads or something. So you might change the headline a little bit, or the site URL that displays here. Try to get the keywords in it or something like that. So you always want to have 2 ads running. But then if you go to keywords here, what you want to do here is keep your ad groups to the size such that whatever keywords are here, you generally want to show them at least once within your ad. Definitely at least once within the ad. If you can do the URL, that'd be a good place to show it too, or even in here. Because again, if someone searches on MLM leads in here is going to be highlighted. If it was in the URL, that would be highlighted too. That's going to cause people's eyes to kind of go to it, and you're going to get better click-through rate. More people are going to click on it for every batch that Google shows it to. So that's a good thing. Like for network marketing leads right here, it's just leads that's going to show up. So if you could somehow, network marketing, unfortunately there's a lot of characters there, so you can't put it in the headline, but if you could incorporate it in here somewhere, or even marketing, just marketing, it would be highlighted. So that would be helpful. So you might want to take these and even split these off into different ad groups and have MLM lead, MLM leads, because it is singular dependent or case sensitive or whatever. If it's leads, it'll highlight. If it's MLM lead here, leads will not highlight. So you want to keep it to the same number as well. So you might have a group of words with MLM leads in it, and have 5 to 10 of those, such that they're always showing in the ad, and then break network marketing leads off into its own ad group. The reason that you want to do that is you want to get as high a click-through rate. Right here is the click-through rate. That's impressions right here. Once your ad's live and showing, you'll have numbers here. That's the number of times that Google is showing your ad. So if someone searches for MLM leads, that's the number of times that your ad is appearing on that page, whether it's at the top or at the bottom. and they'll show you your average position right here. And generally they show between 8 to 11 paid ads, 0 to 3 ads up at the top, and then up to 8 on the side. The clicks are the number of people that actually clicked on your ad and went to your website. So that the click-through rate is just the clicks divided by the impressions right here. Now the cool thing about Google, and what separates Google from say Yahoo paid searches or MSN paid searches, which you still want to use those as well, but you definitely want to start with Google, is that their bid auction for keywords is not strictly dependent on the amount of money that people are willing to pay and bid, but they have a proprietary formula that includes the click-through rate. So they try to capture the concept of relevancy. So if you have, say, a poorly written ad, or an ad for some reason that's not getting people to click on it, even if you're willing to pay a bunch of money, you're still not going to get the #1 spot necessarily, because someone might be paying a lot less than you are but have a much higher click-through rate. And when Google runs their formula, that ad might show above yours. So you can actually have, if you look at the #1 to the #11 ad, they're not necessarily paying more to be up higher. They might have a higher click-through. Now Google, I'm not sure exactly how long they'll let you run your ad, but they will show it right off the bat, and they will let it run for a time. But after a certain period of time, if your click-through rate is not at least a 0.5%, that means at least one person out of every 200 that sees your ad is actually clicking on it, they'll cut that ad off, or that keyword. They'll disable it. And you might have to bid higher to get that keyword to show. So if that's why you want to have as precise an ad group as possible, so that all your keywords are up here highlighted. You have a good ad that catches people's attention, or brings out a problem, brings out a benefit of why, how it solves a problem, why they should click here, and only then are you giving a feature. And so it's something that's compelling a person to click on it. That's why they're going to click on it, not why you think. It's how it benefits them, not how it benefits you. So that's what we'd have here. Is there anything else I want to say here? I think that kind of takes us to doing appropriate keyword research, getting a big list of keywords, but one that's targeted appropriately, and then we also want to track results. We have different split tests going on, and there's certainly more complicated ways that we can test things, but Google offers a great free way to do that here. So I think that's about it for right now. So the next topics that we're going to cover, we still need to talk about keyword research and how to do tracking. And within tracking, there'll be some free Google coding that we put on our webpage that Google will track some things called analytics, but we'll touch on that later. So I think that's it for now. And again, this was certainly not exhaustive. It's a good intro for kind of getting you up and started, to show you some things, but really go back to the ebook and Perry Marshall's book, The Definitive Guide. Click on that link and go get that. It's a great resource. So until later, I will talk to you later. Bye.